Hello friends, this is Terry from Genkigamingtv, and we are reviewing Pokemon movie, is it 21 or 22, The Power of Us? It was really good. This movie is probably one of the better Pokemon movies, and I'm saying that and I'm not using air quotes. And I watched it on YouTube from a very shifty channel that just redid sequences, so watching this movie that's normally like an hour and 30 minutes took like nearly an hour and 50 minutes, so let's get started. Once a year, the Wind Festival happens, and I believe it's Fuda City, and together there, the people that live there, along with the wind and like the technology they have, the big windmills and such, are basically believed to have been where the ancient Pokemon Lugia came and blessed the city. Basically, there was a huge fire due to some catastrophe, and Lugia and the people of the town made some sort of an agreement. We are also introduced to Risa, because I will not call her Lisa or whatever the localization call her, because Risa is really cute. She is a high schooler and is a older sister to a poor younger sibling who's stuck in bed because of being hurt/sick. And Risa's younger sibling asks her to catch a Pokemon, unbeknownst to us, and this was a little bit of a surprise to me. Apparently, Risa claims that she was a regional champion or a runner-up, but after she was injured, or after an injury, she ended up quitting. So, and this caused her to become scared and not want to be a Pokemon trainer anymore. And I want to point out for the Japanese version of this that Risa is the character voiced by Rina Kawaii, and Rina does excellent work. She's probably one of my favorite female voice actresses. Also for the English, it's Heaven Peshkal. Also does a great job, and it looks like it's a younger brother, Ricky. I apologize for not knowing. It's just when you have to watch the movie segmented, and I watched this over the course of several days, and it makes it a little bit hard. But we were introduced to like a guy who's a bragger or a braggart, Callahan, which that is such a cool name, and I'm okay with it being Callahan across the board. And he is the brother of Mia, the purple-haired lady, and his niece is Lily, because I am not calling her Kelly, because that makes no sense. Also, I forgot that it's Mia instead of whatever I just said for the mom's name. And they're both from this Fuda City, the city where the Wind Festival is held. And we are also introduced to the fact that Callahan is such a crazy character. He is so sketchy, but he does full circle. And what? He's voiced by Billy Bob Thompson? I did not know that. That's so cool. Then again, I did listen to it in Japanese, but I've watched the trailer in English several times. But they do a Pokemon capturing competition. Ash gets second place, while Callahan tricks Risa into thinking that Eevee is a rare Pokemon. We'll get back to that here in a few moments. Callahan temporarily has a Staryu, catches a Golduck, a Girafarig, and a Cyndaquil. And let's just ignore the fact that Callahan exists for a moment. Callahan was kind of working with Torin, this Pokemon scientist or researcher, or Torito in the Japanese, and basically they were trying to work together to come up with this effect spore stuff that's supposed to heal and aid Pokemon. But Team Rocket steals it. I'm giving you basically the abridged of all of this. But Torin and Callahan work with Margot's father, who I don't know if he actually has a name. It's probably something bland like Oliver. But they all work together once the stuff starts hitting the fans, but that does not happen until much later on. But basically, Ash and Risa meet up, and Risa and Ash talk, and Ash helps Risa catch Eevee by letting Risa borrow Pikachu, and Risa was a little bit off of her footing while using Pikachu, but before this, Risa was caught by the cops, running around up in the wilderness trying to hunt down an Eevee, and apparently Eevees are super duper common. Callahan hustled Risa, but that's unbeknownst to us, and then Margot, the daughter of Oliver, the guy who's like the company president or mayor of the city, yeah, he's the mayor of the city, basically goes up into the wilderness and befriends a Ditto and a Teddiursa. But before this, we have a old eccentric lady, Harriet. Flashback time, Harriet used to have a Snubbull. Snubbull loses his life in a fire that I can't remember if it's occurred on camera or off camera. I think it was on camera because it had to get the key card to help them get the power back on when the power went out after the Pokemon poachers snuck in and caused destruction on their hunt for Zeorora. Also, Zeorora is much more fleshed out than what I thought they were going to do for Zeorora, so I'm happy about that. Zeorora actually has a tragic backstory of why it doesn't like humans, because humans are destructive. So, in order to protect Zeorora, basically the city kind of said, it's dead, it's 100% dead, Zeorora doesn't exist, in order to let it have a chance to live peacefully to some extent. But Margot was followed by a poacher that has a Sneasel and a Houndoom. They went to cause trouble, but trouble did not happen because Pokemon do Pokemon stuff, and they are saved. But because Zeorora doesn't like people, Zeorora and Ash and Pikachu clash. Pikachu unloads with a Jumon Bolt or a Thunderbolt, also with a Iron Tail and a Quick Attack. The battle goes on a little while, and Zeorora then targets Ash because of the hatred of humans thing, but then Margot says, don't hurt him, or something along those lines, and Zeorora realizes that Ash is not actually a bad human, but a good human. So now people and Pokemon are working together, and they're working to control the smoke that the Pokemon poachers and Team Rocket, who are now good guys, they had just stolen it because they were there. They were cornered, and they panicked because that's what Team Rocket does. They're really good people, just in a very crappy job in a really bad situation. And had I not had to like repeat each segment over and over in order to get screenshots, this would have been so much more enjoyable to do. Like, the movie was fun, I will say that. Also, Sudowoodo, I forgot to talk about Sudowoodo, because Sudowoodo followed Callahan when people figured out that Callahan was just a braggart, or a guy that's lying or trying to pull the trick on them. But Sudowoodo eventually becomes Callahan's Pokemon, and Callahan does his last, not really his last stand, but he has a moment of bravery where him and Sudowoodo kick a little bit of butt. But yeah, the movie was a ton of fun. Also, Harriet's character design is really interesting because of her tragic past, but her Meryl, Smoochum, Togepi, Totodile, Heracross, Machamp, Xatu, and Tyro kick a lot of butt. And all of the trainers in this movie are really well designed. The voice acting, even though I'm listening to it mirrored in the video, was really good because I found snippets that are not from the video, that are from different little clips. So yeah, and I want to point out that Risa and Eevee have a moment of grandeur where they take the, I think it's a sacred flame, to the top of the tower, and they are helped by everyone else in order to get up there. And then they have such a good bonding moment. This movie was really good for like trainer Pokemon bonding. I mean, Torito and Callahan, Pikachu and Ash, Zeorora, Margot, Ash, Eevee, Risa, Harriet and her Pokemon, and she like started to become less eccentric and less redundant as the movie went on. And Torrent or Torito and his Chansey and the other Pokemon, when they were working on the cure for like the poison that was infecting the town, the effect spore stuff. This movie was really good, and I was honestly surprised because I went into it thinking, oh, this is going to be bland. This is going to be like a generic adventure. But this has me excited for what they can do next. It actually has me wanting to watch the Zeraora movie that is now delayed until July for COVID reasons. All in all, I'll give this 5 Plasma Fist out of 5 because that's Zeora's attack. So, yeah, I want to thank you guys for watching. Have an amazing rest of your day. I appreciate each and every one of you. Bye bye for now.